let's talk spring horror books. I have 2 need-to-read horror books for this spring. First is The Angel of Indian Lake. This is the final book in like my favorite horror series. This horror trilogy has been in my heart. It's been in my soul. And this is the last one, and it came out in April. And I have to read it, like, as soon as possible. So this one is a spring horror must-read just because it just came out, and I have to read it. I'm just like, I'm worried that I'm not in the emotional state to handle this right now. Second one is The Way to Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. This is a Carrie retelling, and it's spring, it's prom season, it's like the perfect vibes for this. I think this will be a relatively fast read. I'm super pumped to this. I've been meaning to read this for a very long time. I'm not sure when it came out. 2022, so like 2 years ago. And I bought this about like near the time of release and never got back to reading it. These are my 2 books that I want to read, and they're must-reads. And hopefully, like, over this next week, I'll be reading both of these. So this one is, I have it physically, but it's also on Kindle Unlimited, so that's cool. This one I'm going to read all physically because I'm not paying for a $15 Kindle book. I'm so excited! Who's your good boy? You want to get on your treat stool? Yes, you do. On his treat stool. How precious is he? Oh, hi, Nugget. Hello. You ready for breakfast? Come in. Come get your breakfast. Oh god, I made it worse. I'm having quite the hair day. I just finished the first chapter of The Angel of Indian Lake. And I'm ready. I'm so ready. So it opened with a bang, as the other books did, if you know. It's like always like a big, like it's literally like a movie scene. You can see every single thing that's happening. The opening scenes of all 3 of these books have just been like iconic. I have the other 2 like stuck in my brain. Okay. Good morning. I've read the first, it's a new day. I've read the first 100 pages of The Angel of Indian Lake. I don't know why I keep forgetting the name of this. I haven't had any trouble with the other names. I don't even know what else I would say. The Angel in Indian Lake? I don't really know. But I have gotten 100 pages in. It's 450-ish pages long. I'm really enjoying it so far. I will say it's hard to get back into Stephen Graham Jones's like writing style sometimes. And it's not that it's like a hard writing style, it's just something like about me with my attention span, I think. I love like his characters. I mean, I've already cried. Jade is just such a good character. She's so... I've teared up twice, I've cried once. Let's say that. This 100 pages consists of like maybe 3 to 4 scenes. It is making it feel a little slow, but I don't think it's really a bad thing because there's been a lot of like reflection on the past 2 books, reflection on what's led up to this, and also reminding us, the readers, of all of these different characters, because there are a lot of characters and I'm having a lot of trouble keeping them straight. Like, one character was mentioned, and then like 30 pages later, they were mentioned again, and I was like, who's that? Just like all of the characters with not a lot of explanation. When you bring up a new character or bring up a past character, it's hard to know if, like, when you don't recognize the name, if they're just being introduced or if they're a character you should already know about. So that's probably the main thing I'm struggling with. I'm still learning. I'm still figuring out what's going on here. Things are being set up. It hasn't hit the fan yet, for lack of a better phrase. I'm going to read some more of this, have some morning coffee, and then I have some work to do today, but hopefully I get to read a lot of this guy. Echo, turn down the volume. Echo, turn down the volume a lot. Okay, I feel like I should address what just happened. What a way to start Monday. I'm feeling a lot of feelings and I don't know how to articulate them. I'm going to go get some work done. I have to put that down for a little bit, but I'm gonna hopefully like pick it up periodically throughout the day and get to maybe over halfway. It's the hope. I don't know. If every time I pick it up I'm gonna be crying, then I don't want to just I don't want to fly through it, and I also don't want to drag it on too long. You know, it feels like one of those stories that just takes over your life. I read a lot of books, but not a lot of stories take over my entire life and consume me. This series, and my brain is not letting me care about anything else. But I'm gonna go force myself to work for a while. I was kind of hoping to go to the gym today, but I might just work out here. I got this sweater that is not any more clean than when I started. I got this sweater. No, I've had this sweater from like, it's like from Walmart. It's very thin. It feels kind of like a t-shirt. That's why I like it so much. But last time I wore it, I was on a road trip and we stopped at Wendy's and we got the the creamsicle Frosties that they have for the summer. They're so good, but I spilled half of mine down the sweater and I forgot about it. I just threw it in the washer. I didn't add stain remover or anything, but it's all gone. Alright, I'm gonna go get some work done and try not to think about the Angel of Indian Lake for 5 seconds. I don't know. It might work. Good morning. I am headed to the gym. I just wanted to do like a quick update on where I am with the Angel of Indian Lake. I am about halfway now. I don't really have any real updates, I guess. It's still very, I don't know what's happening, very preliminary, like setting up the story for the fallout. It reminds me more of My Heart is a Chainsaw than it does. My phone's playing music. Anyway, it's reminding me more of My Heart is a Chainsaw than Don't Fear the Reaper. Don't Fear the Reaper was my favorite of the 2 first ones. I haven't cried anymore since yesterday morning, so that's good. I think I'm gonna go read after the gym, like in the park or in, I don't know, somewhere else. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. Remind me to tell you about the bird's nest, okay? I'm home from the gym and other things. I went to the park and I read for a little bit, but then I was freaked out by the bugs and it was just really warm. So I left and I realized I can just go to the mall and sit in the mall and read. Like, I don't have to buy anything. You can't loiter in a mall, yeah? So I went to the mall and I read another chapter. I read another chapter of this. I want to read more of this today if I can fit it in. Today is date night. It's Tuesday, so it's $5 Tuesday at the movies. So me and my partner are going to go see Challengers with Zendaya. On the way home, I stopped at the library and I picked up Iron Flame because it was on hold for me. I don't know if I'm going to get to it this week or not. I also need a reminder of what happened in the first one. The whole point of me getting this now is because I didn't want to wait too long after reading the first book and forget everything, but I think that happened anyway. And the next one doesn't come out until like January. I don't know what to do about that. This is 600 pages. Was the first one that long? I feel like it was only 400 or 500 pages. I liked the first one. I liked it enough to pick this up. But I read it in like a couple days. I read it so fast. It was very digestible. It's not something that sticks with me very much, not like other fantasy books, but it was fun. And that's the point, is to have fun. So hopefully that one is just as fun. But I want to show you the bird's nest. So these birds, these finches, I think they're house finches, they made a nest on our back porch. So we can't really use our back porch right now, but we did set up a camera so that we can tell when they're out there, when they're like on the nest, so we don't scare them. They're not there right now. Me and my boyfriend were just talking about last night whether, does the boy just leave and like the mom does all the work of like warming up the eggs? Because I was under the impression they took turns. I don't know. I love them. I love the birds. I'm upset that they parked their little operation on our porch and now I can't use it, but that's okay. I understand. I probably won't take you with me anymore today. Maybe I'll check in tonight after the movie. I'm in a really good mood. Bye. I'm back. The bird's there. Hi. I went to the gym and I did a run. I love going to the gym. It's very motivating, except that when I'm out, I'm across the street from Joann's. And so now I'm in the Joann's parking lot and I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to look a little bit. My Joann's isn't very good. Okay, they do not have a very good yarn selection at all. So, like, it's actually probable that I'll walk out with nothing, but I'll let you know if I come out with something. As for reading, I have not read too much more. I don't really have any real updates. I kind of feel like I'm maybe in a reading slump just a little bit, and I don't know if it's because of this book, just because of the nature of it, but I just find myself like not really wanting to pick it up, even though it's really good. And I want to finish a book, but I want to finish the book, but I don't want the story to be over, and I don't want to not have another book to look forward to in the series. So it's kind of a weird situation. Although I do want like the satisfaction of finishing a series. So yeah, there's a lot of people in this parking lot. There's somebody in there in this like Jeep behind me. Just he put his little sunshade up and he pulled out a cigarette, and I think he's still in there smoking in his car. Not that I'm judging. I'm gonna go look at yarn and have fun. It's a little treat. I just filmed my April wrap-up and I have a headache now, so I wore contacts in the video. Those always give me a headache. I don't think I have the right prescription. I don't know what the deal is, but I took those out. I took off my makeup. I don't usually wear makeup because my skin is so sensitive, but I felt it today, and I was excited today because I cut my own hair. I cut my own bangs, and now I feel very 70s. It's not perfect. I styled it a little. I didn't style the rest of my hair. So they're kind of, those ends are like flipping every which way. But I've updated my genre blanket. 2024 genre blanket is coming along nicely. That's done. Video's filmed. I'm gonna lay down now. Hopefully read, but we shall see. Hi. It's early afternoon. I just finished reading The Angel of Indian Lake, and I don't know if you can tell, I'm not okay. So I'm not going to talk about it right now. I mean, I'll give you my thoughts later, but 5 out of 5, 6 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up. I can't believe he pulled that off, like the way he did. I can't believe he wrote the perfect trilogy. The perfect trilogy. I just read the last book to the perfect trilogy. That's the truth. But yeah, I need like approximately 5 business days to recover. So I will be back to talk to you about it and maybe start Way to Blood. I really don't even know what to do with myself. I'm gonna go recover. I'm in pain. I'm back. Wrong book. These two look so similar in the cover design. Honestly. Listen, I've recovered. I did nothing for like most of the day because of this book and because like of the way it made me feel. I can't with my hair right now. How's that? I want to finally talk about this because it was so good and it was so well done. I did not think I was going to like the ending of this trilogy, and I should have trusted Stephen Graham Jones with this because he's a genius. He handled it so well. I love like all of the themes were so well explored. Like you got motherhood and womanhood and girlhood and what it's like to grow up and what grief is like, what pain is like, terror, and using horror as like a coping mechanism. And I still don't really have fully formed thoughts about it. I just know that it was good. And you should read it, and that I am obsessed with Jade. The trilogy as a whole, 5 stars. This book, 5 stars. The last 100 pages, I was crying the whole time. I loved how it wrapped up. I loved the characters, and they always felt true. All of their decisions felt true. Everything about it felt real, and I couldn't have asked for better. This story, these 3 books are going to be like in my heart for the rest of my life. I feel like a different person. So that's that. 5 stars. Just like Jade as a character and how she expresses her feelings without expressing her feelings. Her actions speak so much louder than her words, and for that to be a written character and like this well done is incredible. I'll leave you with that. Top 10 series of all time, for sure. And if you ask me to pick a favorite, I think I might have to say this one is my favorite, even over Don't Fear the Reaper, which is crazy to say, because Don't Fear the Reaper was my favorite book of 2023. The winter vibes are unmatched, and that this could even potentially beat it is wild. I shouldn't even like pit them against each other. I should just take in the story as a whole and not try to like pick them apart, because everything about this is genius. Everything about this wrap up to this story is genius. Every plot is wrapped up. Every loose thread is tied up. It is the perfect finale. So yeah, because it was so good, I did like nothing today. I played video games for a while, but I couldn't even focus on that. Now it's like evening, 7:40, and I'm picking up The Weight of Blood. This is a Carrie retelling, and it's super fun so far. There's like a NPR podcast, like you know how if you read Carrie, it has like newspaper clippings, but that's not, this is a retelling. Carrie has newspaper clippings, this has like podcast episodes. I'm 20 pages in, I'm loving it, it feels fast, feels like it's gonna be a quick read, so I feel like this is gonna be a hit for me, and hopefully a little bit of a palate cleanser. What I need is like a real palate cleanser, but instead I'm gonna read this and feel more trauma and be sad more. Hey, how are you? Hey. How are you? It has been a couple days since I've talked with you. There's a clicky dog walking around. Oh my gosh, you're so dirty. What did you get into? Why do you have dirt up to your elbows? Why don't you go back outside? I just had a busy couple of days, but it's Monday morning now, and I'm here and I'm reading. I've been reading. I am almost halfway through The Weight of Blood. I'm on page 162, and it's really good so far. It's like a really good retelling, updating, the Carrie story to include themes that the author cares about and things that are, relevant and important. But it's also following the Carrie storyline really closely. It just has this extra element to it, and that Carrie in the story, her name's Maddie. She's black and she is white passing, and she's kind of under pressure to keep it a secret. There's some religious elements. It takes place in like a small town that's like in 2014, and they still have separate proms for their black and white students. So problematic, yeah. And kind of things go viral that bring like awareness from news outlets to this little small town, and so there's kind of some performative actions trying to make them seem like they're more inclusive than they are. It's just like there's so many elements to this story, and I think it's really smart. It's really well done. I'm hoping I can finish it today because it's 400 pages, but like the font's kind of big. It's like very much YA writing style, easy to read. I haven't really spent that much time reading this weekend or anything, so I feel like I'm flying through it. I also have it on my Kindle so I can read in the dark. So hopefully by this time tomorrow I'll be done, because I'm not super in the mood to just be reading horror right now. I don't know if The Angel of Indian Lake put me in a non-horror mood, but I've been kind of itching for a rom-com vibe. I don't really know, but I'm heating up some leftovers from yesterday. I'm gonna snack on that, get some work done today, and hopefully do a lot of reading. I finished The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. This was fantastic. I know I only updated you like once, but I didn't really have anything to really talk about so much that I didn't say at the beginning. Like, I feel like this was a really good retelling. If you're familiar with the story of Carrie, it's plot-wise, it's very similar. There's just a lot of, themes that Tiffany D. Jackson brings into this that isn't in the original Carrie. And the characters that she wrote they're really good. All the characters have like really interesting reasons for what they're doing, very interesting and unique, like, motivations. As we go through the story, the good guys and the bad guys, they're all, like, they're very distinct, and they don't feel very flat, even though you can see, like, what purpose each character is playing in the story. They don't feel flat. They don't feel 2D. They feel very well-rounded. You kind of follow different people. You don't only follow the main character. You follow other white classmates. You follow other black classmates, and it's just super good. Super good. I highly recommend this. I'm giving it 4 stars. And with that, we're done with my spring horror books. I don't think I'm gonna be reading horror for a while. I need some palette cleansing. I need some, like, less heavy topics to read about. I kind of think maybe I'll do some romance next. I love these 2 books so much. The finale to the Indian Lake trilogy was everything that I could have hoped for and more, and The Weight of Blood was definitely worth the read. So yeah, I love these 2 books. I love horror. This was the perfect time to read this. It literally takes place over the month of May, and it is now May. I feel so good about getting some horror under my belt, some long horror books read. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this week. I had such a fun time reading these books. I don't know if fun's the word. Like you saw, Angel of Indian Lake put me out for a full day, but I'm so glad that I read them. I'm so glad that I had these experiences. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you are interested, you can follow me on Instagram and Goodreads, friend me on Goodreads. My Etsy shop, all of that is linked down in the description for you. If you liked this video, you can subscribe, and I will continue to talk about books, and I will continue to crochet. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time.